How do you ask a question? Who, what, where, when, why? Sounds familiar? Most of us learned how to do this back in elementary school. A classic example of how analytical reading is taught at school. Analysis is asking a question, and asking a question is harder than it seems. Did you know that there are different types of interview questions? There's even a spectrum for interview questions. Closed questions have a specific expected answer, like, did you or did you not kill this man? The answer is a yes or a no. Leading questions are a little more interesting because they reveal that interviewers have inherent assumptions about their interviewee, but those assumptions are hidden and proposed like an open-ended response. Leading questions are sometimes like, where did you hide the murder weapon? Or, do you find it difficult to balance your busy work life with your overwhelming school life? The first implies that the subject committed the murder. The second implies that it actually is difficult to balance a working and academic life and expects a follow-up answer. Police investigators like using these types of questions a lot. I prefer a more casual kind of interview. Loose body language, flexible seating, lots of smiles and laughs. And yeah, it makes it harder to choose concise audio bits, but seeing the people I'm talking to relax, get comfortable, and have some fun makes for a better interview and for better material. I started all of my interviews with, what's your favorite theme song? And is it okay to wear sandals and socks? Because funky questions like those help set a more comfortable tone. Leading into open-ended questions like, what do you think about success? Or, where do you see yourself after you graduate? Means that I always get different responses. Some said they knew what they would do right after graduation. Some had an idea of where they wanted to end up in about 5 years or so, and some had decided that trying to predict their own life was an exercise in futility. But all were scared. All were very, very scared of what the future might bring. My mom loves motivational videos. She sends me at least one every week. When I was struggling in high school, she would play these videos every day, keeping them in the background while we cleaned the house or ate dinner. Trailer music that climbs to a crescendo. Rocky saying, you gotta keep getting up. Will Smith saying that life is a treadmill.
We get on the treadmill together, right? There's two things. You're getting off first, or I'm gonna die. It's really that simple.
Tony Robinson and Les Brown.
He said, Les Brown? He said, if you want to do anything worthwhile in life, you've got to be hungry.
Plenty of others. I hated them because they made no sense to me. The way to success isn't as simple as work hard or change your mental state and then you're there. You have to jump through hoops, find the money to go to college, pay for a car and an apartment, figure out how to feed yourself every night, maintain a respectable lifestyle. Don't get me wrong, your attitude plays a key component in it, but it's not the only one. There are so many factors that go into motivation. Your family's socioeconomic status, your mental health, your physical health, your culture and ethnicity, the economy of the country you live in, your geographical location, your childhood. How can we measure it all? How can we try to understand what motivation is? How can we direct someone to be motivated to achieve success? Success is both a set of criteria and a destination. What do you need to be considered successful? Money, income versus outcome, savings, net value investments, stability, house, car, career, food, accessibility, family unit, reputation, manager, CEO, artist with a lot of clout, respected family, respected friends, family, mom taken care of, dad taken care of, siblings taken care of, marriage, children. Once you fulfill these criteria, you are considered to have led a good life, trademarked. But some of those that I interviewed thought differently.
Success is an ideal, and we can strive for ideals, but I don't think that we can ever reach it. But we can get close. And as long as we work to getting close to that ideal, you're good. Like you're going for your goals. And as long as you stay motivated regardless of the setback, it's good. And yeah, you may achieve, if you have a measurable goal, yeah, you can succeed in that. But sometimes things in life aren't as measurable, and I define my success around those immeasurable things, so those are ever changing. I've used that term like so many times already.
This radical understanding of how one's life can manifest gave me insight into how harmful a traditional understanding of success can be. My interviewee's understanding that success cannot be constrained to such specific limitations, that some visions of success aren't really successes at all, but instead grandiose aspirations, mostly not rooted in realism. Even just hearing them speak about it eased my anxiety a bit, because it helped put into perspective that we have to be flexible about how we approach our lives. Striving towards impressive goals can be stressful, and when you don't see progress happening fast enough, it can become a source of self-doubt and self-hate. Hearing someone else say that any movement at all is still movement is reassuring. I asked another one of my interviewees about what their plans were for the future, and this is what they said. What scenario, what milestone would you say would be a successful moment in your life? What would tell you that you've had a successful life?
You mean like a first of several milestones, or like a life's milestone? Like my life is set with respect to accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish? Like something that lets me know I'm on the right path, or something that lets me know like I got it, I'm done, I accomplished what I set out to accomplish? Which of those types of milestones?
If you could provide both, that'd be great. But if you choose only one...
Well, my opinion is that the second one doesn't exist.
Okay.
I don't think... I think I've been binging George Carlin a little bit lately. And you know, he was getting interviewed by Jon Stewart. And he said something that even he acknowledged was a little bit maybe pretentious sounding, even though there is a kernel of truth to it, which is that...
Why do you still care so much? Well, I'm not comparing myself to any of these people, believe me. But you wouldn't say to Picasso, when are you going to put those brushes down? Get rid of the canvas, you've done it. Right. I'm an entertainer, first and foremost, but there's art involved here. And an artist has an obligation to be en route, to be going somewhere. There's a journey involved here, and you don't know where it is, and that's the fun. So you're always going to be seeking and looking and going and trying to challenge yourself. So without sitting around thinking of that a lot, right, it drives you and it keeps you trying to be fresh, trying to be new, trying to call on yourself.
For anyone who's involved in anything creative, you're almost like lying to yourself if you've accomplished what you set out to accomplish. You would never go to...
I like this idea that we are constantly learning, constantly evolving, always changing for the better. If we combine the idea that success is not a specific destination, and that life doesn't have a clearly defined ending, other than our own death, then doesn't that mean we will always be getting better? We will always have the opportunity to improve, to experience more, and to grow and learn, and on and on. So how do we keep moving forward? Healthy anxiety is the thing. Stress isn't all bad. Sometimes it's the sole reason why we get things done, and it's a great motivator. And I think that's something of an issue with motivation. You have to always be balancing healthy stress and damaging stress. You have to be able to sustain a level of dissatisfaction with your current situation that will prompt you to change it, but will not leave you scrambling. Intrinsic and extrinsic motivation need to both be present. It's not that one is better than the other. It's that too much of one will lead to the absence of the other. And just like with food and vitamins and everything else in the world, too much or too little of something is bad. Let's try and think about our lives in that way. We know we need to get this project done, and we know that if we don't get it done, it will be a 0. Let's try and cultivate some productive stress by acknowledging that it is hard, but not impossible, and that it needs to get done right away, but we should dedicate enough time to it that it turns out well. And yeah, we need to go and graduate from Rutgers at some point, and then later on figure out where the heck we're gonna work, and where we'll live, and what we'll do, and who we will be for the next 50 to 70 years. And yeah, we need something of a plan, but we don't need something like the outline of an essay. It's our life. We can get by on a bucket list and some broad strokes of a plan. This is weird, but this kind of reminds me of Minecraft. You find a map, you don't really know where it goes. Most of the time, the map isn't even documenting anything in your immediate area. You pack the essentials, craft a boat, and just set sail. I think I can live with a treasure map that still needs to be discovered. Can you?